Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to today's video. I hope you guys genuinely enjoyed a Q&A with my fiance. It was a ton of fun, so thank you for the suggestion. Clap it up for her. She did a great job. Maybe I'll do another video with her soon. That was just like a cool, genuine conversation and you guys seemed to love it. So maybe we'll do another one. Today, we'll be talking about, is marriage worth it? Kind of ironic, I know. But I just wanted to give you my perspective and honest thoughts and how my belief system has changed over time. Honestly, if it wasn't for the past 2 to 3 years, I would have definitely said marriage would never be worth it. I grew up in this mentality of being a bachelor for life. I saw marriages fail left and right. I saw my own mom and dad's marriage fall apart. All my close friends and their mom and dad were divorced. And if I'm speaking honestly, I don't really know if I had any friends that were in a nuclear family arrangement. Okay, everyone I knew had like stepmom, stepdad, and it was so fucking weird. It was like so normalized. And talking to the dads of these families, they talk about how that woman that they married was a bitch and they screwed them over financially. They took half their assets. And you'd also hear the mom side talking shit about the dad. And it got really, really, really messy. Okay, it got really messy. And I honestly internalized the belief of why would you ever get married? You'd read left and right about successful men getting married and half their shit getting taken away. And I was like, why would you ever do that? You know, I guess I fell in the category of saying, if you truly love someone, why would you ever marry them? And the whole idea of marriage comes from insecurity is what I believed. I thought that if you truly love someone, you're afraid that they will leave you tomorrow. And you thought your love was never guaranteed. So you got the state and society involved, and you'll lock down a partner to satisfy your ego and insecurity of saying, thus, you are obligated to be here tomorrow versus realizing like maybe love is fleeting. So there was the holistic hippie shit that I was thinking about. And I really didn't see any value. I was like, if you love someone, why would you ever get married? It's just like I don't know. It's just a label. Would it really change anything? And I fell in the school of thought for a very long time. And has my opinion changed? Definitely. I would say even now, like I would not get married if you don't know what you're looking for and if you don't know the risks. I would say really dive into the risks of marriage before you even entertain the thought of it. I think you have to really look at some terrible examples, go to divorce court and see how fucking messy it is for you to make a rational decision. And whether I made a rational decision or not, I'll get to that later. I wouldn't really say you should get married for the sake of getting married. Like that is the fastest way. That is legitimately the fastest way to ruin your life, aspirations, bank account, freedom, whatever. Like this is not worth it, right? And I feel like a lot of us were not really taught a good vetting of what a high quality woman or high quality partner even is. I feel like we're all like brainwashed to become, I don't know, I guess beta in a way, to watch like Disney films and movies, and it's always like fun and excitement, but no one talks about the financials every day, right? You know, in the movies you see marriage as like, oh my God, we're in love forever, blah, 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 blah. In reality, marriage is like the 800th bowl of cereal that you eat, right? It's monotonous, it's a routine. And you gotta realize like this is for life and you gotta continually grow with your partner. And it's a lot of vetting. I understand that. What is a high quality partner? You first have to define that. Someone who supports your growth, your goals, loves you, is selfless, caring, willing to sacrifice their own needs to help you, as well as be there when you are down and they motivate you to get better, as well as helping you financially, reaching your financial goals and putting value into the relationship. She has to put in exactly what you put in, right? And it's one of those things. Look, I want a more of a traditional marriage relationship. You know, I love the Eastern culture influence. I'm Asian. I've had a very traditional mother, and there's a lot of great values, as well as adopting some Western ideas. But, you know, I do believe in a more traditional relationship, right? And that ends up being marriage. And I really had to sit down and think about that because I understand that I'm young, but I got into dating very, very young. You know, I've dated around, I've found a lot of what I don't like. I found a lot of evil, malicious traits and narcissistic individuals that abuse the system. I know there's a lot of content about all girls are evil, and it's the same thing, right? It's like a small percentage of people are really shitty that gets all the attention. They screw over good people. And trust me, my first couple heartbreaks was really malicious girls. If I was being honest, like I really didn't have the self-respect and I couldn't identify the terrible negative traits that they exhibited. But now I think I have a good grasp, and I've met Hadley and she's fucking phenomenal. And, you know, she is from the South and is in the military and is in med school. So, you know, there's a couple logistic factors that we had to really consider. You know, if she goes to one military station, you can't go on there if you're not married. Okay. And I guess the income part gets interesting too. You know, like, number one thing is, like, a lot of people say, if you're going to get married, go get a prenup and all that fun stuff. And dude, if you're even thinking about getting a prenup, I want to get married. Like, there's no point, right? Just don't. Like, what's the point? Like, your prenup doesn't even protect you for everything. It just protects what you own before you even, like, got whatever, right? So for us, I was actually legitimately thinking, I was like, look, finances is huge to me. It's really important. You know, I'm self-made. I grew up from fucking nothing. And my number one goal is to retire my mother. I love my mom and I'll do everything possible to retire her. So I told Hadley, hey, my goal in life is to retire my mom. We will have to support her for the rest of her life. Are you okay with this? And she was on board, as well as, look, like, splitting bills is very important. If we live together, you're responsible for your half of the bills, I'm responsible for mine. And that's the way we work, right? So we both split the rent, bills, groceries, and on dates, of course, I get the expensive dinners because it makes me feel like a man. But she gets the coffee, she gets the lunches, you know, it's like, it all evens out. And the number one thing that really changed my mind was I have a list of goals in front of me on a whiteboard. Meeting her has accelerated my growth and the obtainment of these goals that I would have never thought possible. This channel would not be growing and I would not be the man I am without her. Bedroom Talks wouldn't exist right now if it wasn't for her. If you look at my earlier videos, I was just blabbering about random shit and no one really watched them. But now I feel like I'm making better content, more quality, more honest, more confident. And it's because of the experiences I've had with her and having her support me when I really don't want to make a video and be like, hey, sometimes, like, I feel like I'm not smart enough. I'm not educated enough. I'm not an expert in this field. And why the hell would anyone listen to me? I'm only 25 when there's better YouTubers out there. But she's like, no, look, people respect your honesty and you have something here because people keep coming back. So it's just that push that really changed my mind, as well as understanding that, look, Hadley got herself through med school and it's completely paid for. She has no debt. She works really hard and she gets a salary. And when she comes out of school, she's gonna be making a lot of money. In the same way as, you know, I do very well and I'll continually do very well. And I'm gonna keep growing and having that understanding of, like, look, if you have two people involved who bust their ass off, wow, she doesn't necessarily sacrifice a relationship for her job. Look, a job is something we both do. Our job does not define us. Look, I do consulting work. But I'm not a consultant. A consultant does not encapsulate everything that I am. I just do consulting work. I don't go to sleep as a consultant. No, right? I feel like we all get mixed up with this identity and titles and it becomes who we are, but it's not. It is not who I am, okay? So I guess that's something to really consider. So if we're both have high incomes, working really hard, you know, and having mutual respect, for me, I was like, okay, I truly do love you and I want you to become a part of my family. And ever since I was a kid, I wanted family. I wanted a kid. And it took me a very long time because I truly did not expect to meet Hadley. I thought I was going to be a bachelor for life, dating multiple people in my bachelor pad for the rest of my life. Never getting married, right? And I think that had some legitimacy in that. And that's not the worst thing ever. I feel like it's better to be in that position than being married to a hag who fucking henpecks you, bitches at you, drains your soul, your bank account, ruins your entire life. I think it's better to be single than married to the wrong partner. But if you can find the right partner, hell yeah, marriage is worth it. If you can find a high quality individual who truly loves you and has truly proven it day in, day out that she's willing to give her life in the same way that you give your life to help each other and become so selfless, and it's proven day in and day out, I'd say, yeah. Is this partner high in quantity? No, it's extremely rare. Marriage-worthy women is extremely rare nowadays. It is. And marriage quality men nowadays, maybe a little more, maybe there's a higher percentage of higher quality men. Look, high quality people are really hard to come by nowadays. And the number one thing I would say is stay true to yourself. Never sacrifice who you are for the obtainment of a girlfriend or a wife. Don't sacrifice your morals, your interests, your purpose, or mission. And when you meet someone that truly loves you, it's the right person, They'll support your goals and they'll push you to become better. They'll push you to work harder. They'll do everything possible to make sure you obtain your goal. But that lays on you to be a masculine, solid man. To be the calm and steadiness, the solid, flexible tree when the tsunami comes. You have to stand tall, stand high, and trust yourself. I'm not telling you to be confident. I'm telling you to be courageous. I'm not telling you to be brave. I'm telling you to be courageous. Brave is the denial of fear. Courage is the acceptance of fear. I'm terrified a lot, but I show up. Sometimes my knees are shaking in the fucking wind because I'm so terrified of what life may bring. But I show up with a smirk, even though I'm shivering and shaking and trembling. I think being a courageous man is quite admirable. But don't deny the fears, accept it, embrace it. It makes you stronger. If you want to further discuss this, please email me at bedroomtalksconsult@gmail.com and book a one-on-one consultation. It's quite affordable. If you want to see what I'm up to, follow me on Instagram at m.deep20. As always, I wish you guys the absolute best. Namaste.